What's up, guys? Here with another video, and I'll be talking about like we're halfway into 2020, right? I mean, 6 months into 2020, and lots of crazy things has been happening, right? Yeah, 2020 is a disastrous year, right? I mean, like every since before 2020 is here, like when 2019 is about to end, like I knew like 2020 is gonna be a very big year. I know that it's gonna be a very terrible year, right? And people from 2019 think that 2020 is not gonna be a bad year. Like it's gonna be the biggest year and the best year of my life, but it's totally the opposite. I mean, just from thinking positive, right? From negative, for people who think negative, like yeah, you guys are right. 2020 was like absolutely a crazy bizarre and destruction year, and people think positive, they might be wrong, right? I mean, it's always like 50-50, whenever we walk into a new year, anything can possibly happen, right? And 2020 is the worst year to be alive right now, and you're thinking that the year's ended, right? Come on, man, this is just a halfway point. So if you multiply this horribleness by twice, like oh my god, it's gonna be like nightmare, like a headache, and this is just a tough time for everyone, and oh my god, just like it just kills and destroy and like massacre lots of lives right now. Like this year is a massacre, man. Like it's just how terrible it is. Like it's like worse than like living in hell, right? So I'm just making a video, just to go a quick recap of what happened in 2020 and what happened to me in 2020, right? Yeah, this is honestly, the biggest change of my life, and my life is totally different comparing, what it was in 2019, right? I mean, 2019, was a really bad year, but it wasn't. Now, we've been living, experience, in 2020 for 6 months. Like 2019 doesn't look that bad, right? I mean, some people say it's peaceful, some people say it's not that bad, or some really want to pray to go back to 2000. Everybody in 2020, they all want to go back to 2019, right? Or some just want to go to 2021 because you know how time works. It can never go backward. It can only go forward. Yeah, I hope 2021, will solve all this problem, but I doubt it's not going to happen. That's what I'm seeing, right? 2021 is probably going to be the same or worse. I don't know, man. But let's hope the second half of 2020 will be better, but I doubt that is going to happen. So the second half of 2020, might be, it's going to be really important, right? Yeah, all this, this crazy things happens, and a lots of weird things been happening in 2020 too, right? And I have to explain you all that, and yeah, so I have to look through Facebook and stuff like that to see like a quick recap of of 2020, right? Yeah, so let's see. So 2020 is the worst year ever, right? A lot of crazy bad stuff happened in 2020, to be honest, and it's just a very messful year, right? Like a few days before 2020, like all this, tons of bad things happened. Like I already knew 2020 already happened, right? Just before, we left 2019, like a few days. Remember how I lost my iPad and stuff, and and something bad happened to my family that I don't want to mention about. Like that just happened at the very end of 2019. Like it already gives us a signal like 2020 is just like destroying. And once we walk into like 3 or 4 weeks 2020, like I just wanted to leave 2020, since late 20 or the third week of 2020, right? I just pray myself to always go back to 2019, but it's never gonna happen. So let's talk real quick, what happened in January of 2020, right? So yeah, so in January, 2020, like Austria became on fire, right? And have a little outbreak, of this, of the virus, and almost in rumors, has said like almost a World War III started, and a death of Kobe Bryant, the legend of basketball. I can't believe Kobe died, man. That's just heartbreaking. And a lot of people and fans are sad, and yeah, man. Like, and lots of people get laid off, due to the, virus thing, and there's just like a whole lots of this, and now, social distancing is required, and all sports and events are canceled, left and right, and there's riots going on, George Floyd's death, racism problem and high celebrity rate, and the murder hornets and stuff like that. And I'm just gonna go over all the list, and shooting going on. There's earthquake, and YouTube Copra update release. Yeah, that's another thing I forgot to mention. Why 2020 is it's a really bad year for for a lot of people. It's like YouTube problem, right? Remember how they were fine last year? Then YouTube is just changing their policy update to be much stricter. So wow, and you in the like the plane crash, and in Iran, and I'm just reading from the article, and the riots going on that's been going on up to months, and yeah, because of the because Black Lives Matters, like people just go on protest, right? And as time goes on, like COVID cases just like rising up, and death toll rise up like faster and faster and faster. And I did not know that this virus is the most contagious and dangerous virus ever, right? Yeah, and I don't know, man. Comment below, like, if you what else that I missed out there, that I didn't mention, in 2020, right? I did not know that murder hornets in America now, and yeah, especially the biggest event that been revealed, that been waiting in 2020. I mean, 2020 is supposed to be an interesting year, right? I mean, it's the opposite. Like man, we keep explaining 2020, we always experience is just like bad stuff, right? Is that we're supposed to have an Olympic this year, right? And that is canceled, and it won't be available in 2021, and we don't know when the vaccination for for the virus come, because it's just like we have like a huge mass production. I heard that it's coming out September or December, and boy, problems everywhere, left and right, everywhere. Right, and let's have an update of of the virus cases. This is the worst pandemic that I've ever experienced in my life, right? So I'm searching, how many cases that we have so far as of as the half of 2020. Because in the beginning of 2020, I think this virus case was only like few, very low, but now like it in just half a year, like it's 10 million already, and virus spread faster and faster because lots of businesses are reopening, and I feel that that's a bad idea. Like a lot people should practice socializing, until the vaccination comes up, and then until the virus, slows down, right? So that way we can save more lives and stuff. And yeah, I mean, at least like more than, I mean, there are like total of 10 million cases confirmed for this virus, and half of them got recovered from those cases, right? Which is very good. But then 500,000 die from it. So this is the number of cases that I'm looking so far. In the United States, it's like 0.25% of the confirmed cases in the total though, in worldwide. And that's why, like a lot of some country, like even restrict or ban flights from going to United States, because United States is virus like very contagious. And I see that California, where there's a lot of people, Texas, and New York got hit the hardest, right? I mean, this sucks, man. You just have to practice socializing, like, people get laid off, people lose their job, and it's all because of social distancing, and also events cancel. Like, a lot of things are getting canceled, man. And another thing is, why this year is bad, because of really high celebrity rate, right? Well, I remember in 2016, like celebrity at the end of 2016, like celebrity died like almost every day, but now, in 2020, like no matter what time or what part you're in 2020, like almost every single day a celebrity passed away, whether it's virus or not, right? Even without the virus, like celebrities just die like crazy, man. Like death rate is just like crazy, and that's why like this year is just so bad, right? I mean, yeah, man. And also I've been liking watching lots of NBA, and also the NBA season's canceled, right? I mean, as of like few weeks before, 2 weeks before we go to July, like we supposed to know the NBA championship by now. Like the NBA season of 2019 and 2020 is supposed to be ended, right? I mean, they can't. I mean, the NBA season canceled or suspended itself, ever since March 11, of 2020, when a couple players got tested positive, right? And then yeah, good thing the NBA season is still continuing, in Orlando. That's why I heard, right? I have not been making lots of NBA content, but I'm just making in 2020, and we don't know who's the 2020 championship is. We don't have a legit, because of this virus thing. Take away all of that, right? I mean, yeah, I mean the class of 2020. Another thing is that like they cannot graduate. They have to graduate in the virtually, because of like I said, no large gatherings. And I feel bad for for the class of 2020, right? Especially for the high school, because they cannot apply for graduation, and this just really sucked, man. That we have to like wait much later in the year to find out who's the NBA championship is, and we don't know. Like a lot of things has been changing, right? Yeah, I mean, this sucks. So here is how 2020 has been affecting me, right? So this is just, so I went 13 minutes into a video, explain how bad 2020 was in general, right? But here's my life in 2020, why 2020 is making me very upset, right? I mean, in January, I lost my key, right? And then I have to pay a few $100s, just to like get my car key back, right? It's my car key, to be very specific. And then in February, like due to my stupidity, I got a file complaint on YouTube, and then I get laid off, because of COVID-19 excuse. I mean, even though I got hired, on March, because I have counting degree, and then I run much slower, and I lost my Pokemon Go main account, and I keep being my old self all the time, that will get me in trouble, and I struggle in running, and I totally collapse, right? And then suddenly, like, this year is also very bad and weird as well, right? I mean, just a month ago, like, I'm running like almost a 5:30 mile, then I just suddenly sub a 5-minute mile again, in just less than a month. Like, how did I gain like almost like half a minute faster, in a mile? Like, bro, like, this is just so weird. All of a sudden, like, I feel very strong again. Like, what's going on? you know, and just very bad climate weather, and I cannot explain everything in this video, you know, all the bad things that happened in 2020, right? I'm like, this is like whole loads of it. Like, man, like people will make a movie out of this, you know, like I can write a whole, people can write a book about 2020, you know, why this year, or they can make like a talk like bunch of videos, and like it's just like a super long list. Yeah, and I always pray myself to go back to 2019, but never happened, and or either, you know, I just have to stay positive and just wish the best, you know, like 2021 be the best year ever, and I haven't moved my house, and I already know when I'm moving out of the house. Like, that's nothing. So this year is just like, it's a very busy year, very worse year, and yeah, this is actually another busy year, you know, which is why, you know, bad year, because yeah, moving out of this house, you know, it's a lot of work, right? And time consuming, and lots of money costs, right? I mean, I will be moving out of this house, you know, in 2 months, as you know, I record this video, and it's just crazy, man. Like, there's just so many like little weird things going on, and I just don't want to explain, because this video might go up to like 2 or 3 hours long, to be very honest with you. Why just search on internet or just explain you in every single little detail, you know, of why 2020 is just a bad year itself, right? Yeah, cause ever since I've been in 2020, when I look back the other year, like it just looks like it's like nothing, or it's not bad at all, or it doesn't even affect me at all. Like, I just like completely ignore it, and I always, you know, focus 2020 a lot, right? Man, this is just unpredictable here, right? I knew this is coming soon, but it came like a lot sooner than I thought, right? I mean, the 2020 will repeat itself twice, right? And another crazy thing that happened to me this year, not only get a job or stuff, is I also got eye LASIK and stuff, and I graduated this year, and yeah, that's the biggest difference between last year and this year, is that I also don't have to wear glasses anymore, right? But I don't know what's gonna happen, you know, throughout, you know, continue living on, you know, 2020, right? But yeah, don't expect the video to be perfect, you know, like everybody, you know, make mistake in life, and I forgot to mention that I got unbanned in Pokemon Go too, so yeah, you know, because of, you know, this, you know, virus thing, and it's just a huge mess, and I've been laid off for like months now, and I don't know if I ever get that job back or not. Well, I'm pretty sure I'll get it back, but it's either be late this year or early next year, or further than that. But the vaccination needs to come up very soon, man. I mean, if not this year, then it has to be, you know, very early of next year. But who knows what's gonna happen in 2020? Like, the list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer. And we know that the second half of the year is always a lot more intensity compared to, you know, the first half of the year. The first half was like super intense. My second half is like, oh my god, it's gonna be, I can see like it's gonna be like nightmare. And I know that there's a lots of, you know, event, you know, going on in the second half of the year, which is why it's always intense. Like, we have like Black Friday, Halloween, Christmas, and I got a feeling like all of these good things are gonna get canceled because of this virus. But yeah, we have to do it, you know, not to punish you guys, but we have to keep our health, and we have to fight the virus and defeat the virus. That's our biggest enemy right now. Like, this invisible, you know, living creature or monster, you know, like, it's so invisible, like you cannot see it, and this is why it's so hard to avoid it, right? So that's exactly 20 minutes of video, and peace out, and bye bye, and good luck with you. Have a 2020.